Hi Dubai, happy Friday. Today we spoke about the Arab League urging immediate end to Israeli aggression and as well how Lebanese people are seeking alternatives to leave Lebanon amid flight cancellations. And later on the show, we spoke about how Dubai is issuing learning passports for children and of course, breaking stereotypes. We met Glory, an inspiring female driver in Dubai. And so, if you are not subscribed to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcast from and enjoy the show.
Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Our top story for you today: the Arab League urges immediate end to Israeli aggression.
As well, Lebanese seek alternatives to leave Lebanon amid flight cancellations.
And Dubai is issuing learning passports for children.
As well, later on the show, meet Glory, an inspiring female driver in Dubai.
Speaking of inspiring females, we also had Courtney Black on the show. She's an amazing fitspiration. I'm not going to say influencer, she's a fitspiration. She lives here in Dubai. She's going to be here for Dubai Active, and we spoke to her how to literally transform your life and embrace a healthier and happier you.
It is 363 days since the genocide continued on October 7 in Gaza. The current death toll stands at 41,788. The number of injured people is 96,794, and 1.9 million people have been displaced from their homes.
In today's rapid weather report, highs of 37 degrees Celsius with humidity at 75%. Good morning to everyone on this Friday morning. If you missed the show, we also go live in podcast format, by the way. But it's Friday. We want to kick off your weekend. We're going to jump right into our top stories. So the Arab League urges immediate end to Israeli aggression. The Council of the Arab League strongly condemned the Israeli aggression against Lebanon, stressing the need for its immediate cessation. This came in a resolution issued by the Council at the conclusion of its extraordinary session on Thursday, titled Solidarity with Lebanon, to address the serious repercussions of Israeli aggression.
The Council as well emphasized its full solidarity with Lebanon in the face of the serious aggression, which has resulted in the death of thousands of civilians, including children, women, the elderly, and medics, and the severe injury as well of thousands more. Now, this aggression has led to the internal displacement of over 1 million people following the destruction of thousands of residential units, the complete devastation of towns and as well villages, and the burning of vast agricultural areas, constituting war crimes and crimes against humanity, as well as blatant violations of international conventions and treaties, and a flagrant breach of international humanitarian law and human rights law.
It's amazing to see the UAE and the Arab League taking such a strong stand, calling out exactly what is happening in Lebanon right now. The Council holds Israel responsible for this aggression and affirmed its support for mechanisms and efforts to hold it accountable and prosecute it before international forums and courts. It called on Arab countries, friendly nations and regional and international organizations to expedite the provision of financial and in-kind aid, including food and urgent medical supplies to Lebanon, in light of the immense pressure this brutal aggression is placing on health, relief and social sectors.
And of course, in light of what's happening in Lebanon, Lebanese residents are seeking to leave Lebanon.
Yes, they are, because the flights are cancelled. And we just have a small update on that. So flights, this is from Emirates, flight cancellations to and from Iran, Iraq and Jordan. Emirates is cancelling all regular flights to and from Basra and Baghdad and Tehran and Jordan on the 4th and 5th of October. So if we have an update on that, we'll update you. Cancellations to and from Beirut, Emirates is cancelling those from Dubai and Beirut until October 8th.
And of course, Lebanese people, in light of that, Lebanese people are seeking alternatives to leave Lebanon, as Casey has mentioned, amid flight cancellations. Now, as I said, many Lebanese citizens are looking for safe ways to leave their country. With flight cancellations, families are hoping to reunite with loved ones, are feeling increasingly worried. However, a private company in Dubai has announced evacuation flights to Dubai and Doha, offering a glimmer of hope to those in need.
So there might be a couple of charter brokerage companies doing this. They're arranging evacuation flights from Lebanon to Dubai and Doha. Now, we spoke to one company and they're pricing these seats at 9,000 dirham per person. We understand this is a pricely sum. These flights are being organised in response to the ongoing situation, giving people a safe way to leave the country.
As Casey has mentioned, Lovin Dubai spoke with a representative from Stealth Aviation for more details about the evacuation flights. Discounts may be available depending on the size of the family or group, with the current cost set at 9,182 dirhams per person, though prices of course may vary.
So the first flight was scheduled to leave on October 3rd. The second one is leaving on Saturday, October 6th, departing from Beirut. And as we said, the price is $2,500 per ticket. These flights have been approved by the Civil Aviation Authority specifically for evacuation purposes.
And of course, this initiative only shows the community's strength and provides a way forward for those in need, as Emirates and Fly Dubai, as Casey mentioned at the beginning, are cancelling flights to and from Beirut, and Lebanese citizens are seeking alternative ways to leave the country. Of course, the cancellations have created like the sense of urgency to leave Dubai, and Dubai is issuing, of course, all of these things.
Yeah, and I just think it's worth noting, as publishers, we always have moral debates over what we post and what we don't post. When this story came through us, offering seats for 9,000 dirham to leave the country, it was a question of, some people in need will not be able to afford this. Sure. However, following conversations with people in our office who have family in Lebanon, and they were urgently seeking ways for their family to leave the country. It was, one story of like just about getting on a flight. And the purpose of sharing this story, look, flight companies can do what they want to do. They can capitalize on people's in need. But I know that some people seek a way out, and this will help them get out. So although we can't support pricely sums, I do think that the prices have actually been decreased. They haven't gone higher. It's because to get on a private flight is expensive. They haven't raised the prices. I think they're actually cheaper. They are evacuation flights, still more expensive than most people can afford. But for the people who are trying to get out, there is other ways.
I agree with you. As you know, we have Diana from Lovin Beirut in the office, and she is as well she's kind of with this conflict, I don't want to leave my country, but what's happening, of course, is disheartening, and it's very dangerous to stay in Lebanon. So of course, all of the Lebanese people and all of the Lebanese residents and community, they don't want to leave Lebanon, because who would want to leave home at this point? But of course, leaving home to them maybe is a safer option, and of course some maybe because of the, I'd say, I don't want to say the word, but maybe because of the demand, the prices are higher.
Well, I don't think the prices are higher in this. It's a private plane, which costs a lot. And one of the comments said, we don't have the exact, but one of the comments said this is lower than it usually is. However, it's a private flight, so usually you're paying 1,000 dirham, maybe 2,000 dirham to fly. This is a 9,000 ticket, but because other flights are not available, a lot of people are keenly looking for alternative ways to leave the country if they want to. And as you said, people are asking that question. They don't want to leave home. They're hoping that they can turn around in a week and go back, and that's what we hope for them as well. It's a horrific situation, and we just hope the best for everyone in Lebanon at the moment.
I agree with you, and as well, I am sure, I'm 100% sure, and I'm very keen on the fact that other neighboring countries will for sure show up in different ways. So if any Lebanese can afford leaving home, it might be for a short time, and we hope it's only for a short time. But if it's all the time better to be safe than sorry.
And we do discuss, feeling helpless in this situation. And I was speaking to one of our colleagues yesterday about what can be done, and she also said she's in that situation of all you can do is donate and also post about it.
Yes.
Because in a lot of international news, you don't really you don't see what's really happening on the ground. And I said to our colleague, I was like, how are you getting your news? And she said it's from people on the ground, but it's not across news agencies. So one thing you can do is you can post on your own social to highlight what's happening, so people in your greater circle are aware. And also you can donate, and we shared a post yesterday, 6 ways that you could donate. A lot of the Lebanese population in Dubai are also highlighting the charities, different. I think Kareem has a thing where if you donate to Al Beirut,
Yes, Al Beirut,
or if you buy from Al Beirut.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, there are different ways that you guys can help, as Casey has mentioned. You know, sometimes maybe even your voice is what is needed, because the voice of one person is actually enough. You know, a lot, because like this one person who gets like, oh yeah, you know what, if I don't post about it, my voice is not important. No, for sure your voice is important, because like that's probably like what 1 billion people said, like, oh yeah, my voice is not important, but if all of them came together and all of them actually spoke up about it, it would be like a total sum of like what, 1,000? Fine, 1,000. It might not be a very big number, but it is a big number to authorities.
So you can check that post if you'd like more information on how to donate. Speaking of posts on our page.
Well, babies now can get learning passports, because Dubai is issuing learning passports for children. Dubai has announced the introduction of learners passports, which is a new system designed to track the educational journey of every newborn in the city. Now, this initiative is part of the broader education strategy of 2033, which is launched by KHDA in collaboration with the Dubai Health Authority.
Each newborn will receive a learner's passport upon birth, which will serve as a comprehensive record of their educational milestones. This system is intended to monitor children from their earliest years through their academic journey, ensuring that they enroll in school at the right age.
Now, the learner's passport is part of the educational strategy of 2033, focusing on raising parental awareness, enhancing teacher training, diversifying educational options, and as well strengthening the Arabic language and cultural heritage in Dubai. I love how they are focusing on the Arabic language, really, because like I love English. I love it so much. I love it. But of course, I grew up being very strong in Arabic, but then I moved to another school and my Arabic kind of like went downhill. And then after that, until I had worked with like Arabic companies, Arabic media companies, that my Arabic got back strong.
Right.
And Arabic is a very beautiful language. Like one word can mean a lot of things.
I love the phrases that you teach me, but I know what you mean in terms of I love my ability to be able to speak Irish. However, I used to be fluent because I went to an all-Irish school, but there's only small pockets of the country that really speak Irish. So you have to study it to a certain point, but we really don't use it in day to day, and therefore I don't think most people could hold up their hands and say you could have a very fluent conversation. So the country really has to push it, and the country has to make it very accessible to young children. Make it it's got to be coming from every angle, from the home, from the school. True. And if they're pushing it in all education initiatives, which we've discussed before in terms of different ways they're even pushing it on social, it makes it more accessible to you. So it's really nice that the country is pushing it.
I agree, by the way. I swear to God, like, you know, I mean, the way that you feel about the Irish language is the way that probably our parents feel about us with Arabic.
Right, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, like my sister, when she was like younger, she didn't grow up with like a very good Arabic system around her. Even though my parents would speak to her in Arabic, but she would not really quite understand it as much as I would. And she had like an exam of, like pictures, and she would like write the word in Arabic. And she had a picture of a camel. Now, the camel in Arabic is called Jamal. And she didn't know the word. So she wrote it in Arabic, Camel.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's that kind of like confusion.
But so you spoke Arabic at home with your family always?
No.
No.
I mean, I spoke with my family Arabic, and my family kind of like, they raised me in a way that, you know, like Arabic is your first language and you need to like know it. It's very important. And I learned it. I did, you know, I was very like strong. As well, I had a very good foundation because like I remember my Arabic teacher, she was very like strong with Arabic and teaching Arabic. She was very passionate. However, my sister, on the other hand, you know, like she's like the second child. They don't like really. They oh yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can speak whatever you want. You can, if you like the language, sure. If you don't, sure. So it's like whatever.
It's such an amazing blessing to be able to speak two languages, and I think like if you have parents who speak one language and another language, like I would fully in the home like just throw it on the child like this is English, this is Irish, because otherwise it's so much harder to take on new languages as you grow up. Rich actually, our boss, my brother, is learning Arabic, and he's doing so well, but it's been years.
Yeah. Because Arabic is a very hard language, you know. For example,
and
like,
it's so different to what we grew up, which was the Latin side of the world languages.
Exactly, 100%. You know, and as well, like, you know, there's like difference between like casual Arabic and Fusha Arabic. Fusha Arabic. You got it. And I love.
She knows
Fusha
one word.
Arabic.
Bab.
Well, you know what? For example, like in Fusha Arabic, it's very hard. It's not as easy as people think it is.
We don't think it's easy, that is for sure. But taking a break with a little fun fact for today. Did you know Lovin is based in 22 cities? We have an amazing team of local journalists on the ground around the region, bringing you the best positive and local bite-sized news stories.
So, of course, get to know your region. You can find them on social and daily newsletters and podcasts, or as well on our app. Find them wherever you get your news.
Jumping into our next and final story of the day, in case you've missed her, please meet Glory, an inspiring female driver in Dubai. We love her so much. We know the world feels tough, challenging, horrific right now, which is why people are loving this wholesome content, and why Glory, who is one of the few female delivery drivers in the UAE, they love the content that she's sharing. So she works for Noon as a delivery driver, and her positive, uplifting content is wrapping up thousands of views. She posts about her job with pride, saying, "I'm a woman, I work in heat, I work in cold, and I love my job." In another post, she celebrated buying an iPhone 16, crediting her hard work during the summer for making it possible.
Well, but Glory did not only share the good parts, she as well highlights the realities of the job too. One video which she garnered 228,000 views shows her chugging water after spending 10 hours outside, and in another she shares her experience of feeling lonely as the only female driver in the UAE. I love that. I really do. You know what I mean? I really do. Like, because for example, like when you look at like a job like that, all that you can think of is a man who should be.
No, but
you know?
Yeah, I get it, but I just love that positivity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, every single person, when we look at our blessings and when we look at what we have and we look around us, and it's actually a really difficult time to say this, and I don't think it's the right time to say this, because you have external factors in life that can change your mindset. But when those external factors are not at play, mindset is everything. And I like that she shows the realities of the job, working 10 hours a day in hot and cold. Then also she shows that she was able to buy an iPhone 16 because she was working during the summer, so she said the work was not in vain. And it's just her uplifting spirit, and you're like, yes, go get it. But she also said she hates being the only lady that she's working around because it's all men.
I mean, she might hate it, but honestly, she is breaking stereotypes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fact that she is very positive about it is itself like amazing, because she understands, she has the awareness that, you know what's fine, like this is happening, but there are negatives, but they are not consuming her mind. Because like, you know, when something bad happens at a job or during your day, it consumes your brain and all that you can think about throughout the day, which can be very daunting and just like tiring and exhausting, you know what I mean? So, because like you cannot continue your day as if like nothing happened, right? But I love how she's very positive. Like, I love how she's dancing and she looks really beautiful.
I wonder what the stereotypes of are being in an all-male situation versus being in an all-female situation. Because I had an example of working in an all-female situation before when I was a teacher, and there was male teachers, but they were teaching the higher grades, so their their break time hangout was somewhere else. So our break time hangout, so the time that you would have your break from work was surrounded by
The kid?
No, was surrounded by all the teachers, all the female teachers.
Yeah,
and the staff room, exactly. So the stereotype of the female teacher staff room is it's like complaining. And that's what happens in the staff room and that's why some people say they don't like their teaching jobs. Like they love the kids, they love this, but when you're surrounded by a mentality of like complaining about your work, it pulls you down. And that's the stereotype of working. So I wonder what's the stereotype of working around all men?
I think, you know what, I think that, probably, I hope not, but, like when you are working in an environment where all men work at, and it's mainly focused like, this is a man's job, maybe they would think that she cannot do what she does.
Well, she's showing them.
But she's showing them that, no, I'm a woman and I'm a girl and I can do it.
And women are better drivers than men. 100%. By the way, we will tell you as two strong female drivers.
I'm an amazing driver.
I'm actually not.
It's okay. It's okay.
I have the stereotypes. But the stats say, and like traditionally, back in the day, premiums for women were less because they were in less accidents, because I think we're more cautious drivers.
I mean, it's because look, by the way, it's a fact. And I'm not saying this out of my own little brain, but men are more emotional than women. And when men are driving, they are more outrage. They have a lot of outrage and things like that. And however, women drive more carefully.
But there's exceptions to that rule.
Of course,
because I think you've discussed your road rage.
You keep that a secret.
I think there's actually what Gloria is doing is amazing, but it's surprising that she is the only female driver because, as we said, women are, if not better, drivers than men. And we have no doubt that she is a trailblazer and will break that stereotype. But actually, I remember I spoke to, 3-4 years ago, her name was Gift, and she was working for Freedom Delivery, and she was at the time the first female delivery driver. So I think Gloria may be the first for noon, or maybe she's only the current one right now. But hopefully we'll speak to her on the show because we love her energy and we would love to kickstart a morning with her. Speaking of energy and positivity and motivation, yesterday we got to sit with Courtney Black. She is the amazing Fitspiration. She's going to be with you guys doing a boot camp at Dubai Active, and we got to talk to her all about how she can help you transform your life and build healthy habits. So do stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today we're thrilled to have fitness queen Courtney Black on the show. She's a qualified PT, fitness influencer, best-selling author, and the powerhouse behind the Courtney Black fitness app, boasting 90,000 subscribers, no less. She's back in returning to Dubai Active, happening from October 25th to 27th at the Dubai Exhibition Centre in Expo City. But first, we're going to hear what's going on since we last caught up. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks. So full-time resident now. Obviously, I was living here before, but full-time now, so yeah, I'm available for all your fitness needs.
Like everyone, you come for a day and you stay for the rest of your life. We've all been there.
Well, of course, I have a lot of questions for you. Actually, Casey and I have a lot of questions for you. We spoke about that during lunch, but my first question is going to be, you are a fitness guru and you've always been a health hero.
Yeah.
Right? And as well, would you say the healthy lifestyle has changed your life?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we spoke about last time I come on my eating disorder and how that changed my life and how I've now tuned into fitness to be a lot more focused on health rather than what you look like, and really using fitness as punishment really to burn off the food that you're eating and not enjoying waking up and training because, as I said, it is a punishment. But making actual fitness part of your lifestyle and making it part of your lifestyle because it makes you feel good, it motivates you, it makes you more clear-headed, it gets rid of any mental health issues that you have, and it just makes you a better person. And a lot of people don't realise that there's more to staying fit than just what you look like. And a lot of people only really exercise for the physical changes and not for the mental. And I think only when you start to actually start training and start eating healthy that you start realising how many more benefits you get rather than just what you look like.
But it's the starting that's the hard part.
Yeah.
And I wonder, looking back, how, for people watching today who maybe missed the first show, how did you overcome And how did you start on the positive journey? Because there's so many people who want to, and how did you turn that corner to, it's like we all talk about like we want to have fun working out, but how do you get there?
Well, it's finding a way that you enjoy working out. Like, to be honest with you, I always get people coming up to me and saying that they love doing my workouts because they enjoy it, it's fun. There's no point going to the gym if you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a plan, you don't have any clear vision, you don't have a clue really. And look, most of the people that are training and exercising aren't really that clued up on fitness because it's not their job. Look, they've got a 9 to 5, they do other things. So why do you need to sit there researching how the best exercise for you to do is? Get someone to help you to do it. That's what my app does and that's what my workouts do. And we keep people having fun and energized and motivated. And then it just takes the guesswork out of it. Obviously, if you're going to the gym and you're doing like weights and you hate doing weights, you're not going to carry on doing that. Unless you find something that you enjoy doing, that might be boxing, swimming, running, something that you actually have a passion for, you're more likely to stick with it. Fitness isn't a one-size-fits-all. It's not going to give you a magic remedy just by seeing what an influencer does or seeing what your friends might enjoy doing and then you getting results from that. That's not going to work. I love doing my HIIT workouts. I love doing my strength workouts on my app. But I also love playing tennis. I also love running. So it's finding out what you enjoy doing. I hate swimming. Like, I hate swimming. You wouldn't catch me doing like any other kind of sports except really tennis and a little bit of running. I don't like really going to the gym. It's not something that motivates me. So you've got to find what you enjoy and then you're more likely to stick to it and get results from it.
It's so funny because we were actually having this conversation before and Farah was like, I love walking.
I mean, I enjoy walking. And of course,
you're like, no, actually, I don't love it. I enjoy it,
but it's a new journey. It's a new journey.
Literally, it's. I mean, honestly, like because I used to be like that as well. I used to maybe like I would be very hard on myself.
Yeah.
And I'd be very like strict with myself. Like, oh my God, like you need to do this, you need to do that. And I would go to the gym and I'd be very clueless and I'd be like, what am I doing? And people are judging me. I would assume in my head. But of course, like turning your life all around upside down and changing a whole narrative is not easy.
No.
So how hard is it for you and how did you handle actually changing like the whole, I would say, idea and perspective in your...
Look, for me, it's very different to most people, I'd say. Like, well, I say most people actually. Eating disorders are really, really common. Even with people that are overweight, they can have eating disorders. My sister had an eating disorder and she's overweight. She's now obviously lost a load of weight. She changed her life for the better, but it's not just really underweight people that have eating disorders. A lot of people have issues around food. They might be addicted to food, addicted to sugar, addicted to like just eating basically. They use it as their comfort blanket. And finding a way around that is really tough. You have to get to a point in your life where you actually really want to make the change. Because it was all well and good people saying to me, you look underweight, or you need to be eating more, or being worried about me. But it was only the time when I could really feel the difference. Like, I was losing friends. I never had any energy. I was not performing well in my job, that I then really wanted to make the change. There's no point sitting here and not being serious about making a change in your life and keep saying it. Like, look, I know it's really common, but I hate it when someone comes to me and they constantly say how upset they are, how much they don't like their bodies and how much they really feel unhealthy, unhappy, but they have no real determination to change that. Like, and I know it can be really hard getting started, but if you are really that determined and you're really that upset with where you are right now, then you really need to start making changes and start thinking how you're going to change your life for the better. And that could be something as simple as going on a walk every day. It doesn't mean you've got to have a goal of losing 2 stone and train 6 times a week and only eat healthy foods, don't eat any processed stuff. It's not sustainable, you know. But making small changes and just taking steps towards your goal is so important. Otherwise, you're never going to make any changes in your life. You're never going to get further.
It's interesting because there's eating disorders, but then there's, as you said, so many people. Like, I certainly had small phases in my life when I wasn't being my healthiest self.
Yeah.
And I think so many people can relate to that. And because you're so open about your journey, I imagine a lot of people send you their messages. And as you said there, but like, how do you respond to people? Because you probably see time and time again the same questions. Do you struggle with your responses to people? Are you able to respond to so many people that would message you about it?
About
just in general sharing their journeys.
Yeah, of
How
course.
do you respond to them?
Of course. Especially if they're coming to me with like a serious question. I'm always checking my DMs, and like my team are on my DMs, right? But they'll never respond to anything like that for me. It's just like Q&As about like problems they've got on the app and stuff they'll deal with. And that's why we've got such a big, like, I've got me, Alex, and Kathleen on there, who I work with every day. And if I miss something, they send it to me, and then I can see it, you know? Because if we can help someone, like, through an issue they've got, then why would we not? It doesn't take a big chunk out of my day, and that's my job. I want to help people. And if anyone's in the position that I was in, I know how much. I had a trainer at the time that was helping me do my PT qualification, and he helped me so much through my journey. And obviously I've gone into a ton of schools talking to young kids about fitness and exercise and their eating disorders, and I've literally seen kids as young as like 12, 13, and their mums have come up to me, or they've opened up to me in front of all their friends. And if you can help someone, then why can you not? Obviously you've got to be careful about certain things that you say around people, because some things can be triggering and you don't know what's going to trigger certain people. But just giving your own honest and open version of what happened to you, I think is really important, because if anything, then people can just relate and see they're not alone.
I have a very important question. What is like the biggest mistake that you have seen very commonly between people who are trying to get to their healthy journey, such as like emotional eating and emotional snacking, which Casey knows I am a victim of emotional eating.
Same.
Do you tell yourself that you're a victim of it though all the time?
This is what we spoke about. And she tells us all the time, she's like, I'm an emotional eater. And I was like,
yeah.
Well, you're telling me.
Yeah.
Are you actually though? This is it's very mindset orientated, I think, because I always tell myself I'm addicted to sugar. I'm really not. Like I'm not being funny, but if you compare me to a normal person, I probably eat like a tenth of the amount of sugar someone else eats. I probably like me wanting ice cream is not me being addicted to sugar. It's just me enjoying the taste of ice cream, right?
Yeah.
So, but I say I'm addicted to sugar. I'm really not. Like, I barely eat any, like, artificial sugars, yeah? So you saying you're an emotional eater, but by the way, me keep saying that I am addicted to sugar, it makes me want it even more, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm addicted to it. I love it. I love it. When I don't think about it most of the day. So I think changing your mindset around something is so important. Like,
and
it's so important.
That's
and if you know you're an emotional snacker, when you're emotional, don't have unhealthy snacks in the house.
I try to, the thing is I don't have unhealthy foods at home, for example. I was saying, Casey, like I have peanut butter and dates.
Okay, this is another thing though, right? So
like
you're craving a cookie, like you're really craving a cookie,
Yeah.
You're craving a McDonald's, you're really craving it, but you've only got peanut butter and dates in the house, so you don't just have one. You have 6, and then you could have had a cookie, and you're still thinking about the cookie, and you probably then go and eat the cookie.
True.
Sometimes, if, for example, it's our time of the month, or we are going through something that's emotional, or we just fancy it, like, it's okay to just fancy something, just have it. Like, don't stand there, because you're going to be thinking about that all week,
It's true.
But you're going to keep going back to the cupboard and thinking, I'll just have a date. I'll just have some peanut butter. You can probably have like 600 calories in dates and peanut butter.
That's
How
true.
good would that be?
You know?
We did want to jump into some advice, because we were having this conversation, and then mums, for example, have it really tough because they can't just have dates and peanut butter and apples in their house, because they've got all the meals and there's not a snack.
And when they're making the meals and the kids don't eat them, they then eat the kids'
exactly.
food. Yeah?
So what kind of advice can you give to someone that they have to have food all around them, but they want to, I guess, be a bit more balanced with their set meals per day?
I would definitely say that in their diet, they've got to have a bit more of a less strict diet, because then when they are around the food that their kids are eating, it doesn't bother them as much. And I find that for myself, when I'm telling myself, I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have that, all I want to do is eat things I can't have. And if, for example, if I'm saying to myself, I'm trying to limit the amount of sugar that I'm eating, limit the amount of sugar, but then I don't like crisps, right? And I'm not really big on like biscuits. I'm more chocolates than sweets. But if there was biscuits and crisps in front of me, but I've been restricted, I will cane them. I will eat the whole lot. But that's just because I've been saying to myself, I need to limit this, and now my cravings just sky high. So the women that are trying to obviously get in shape while all this food's around them, just realise you don't have to cut every single food out of your diet. And if they're actually enjoying their meals a bit more, then if they're actually eating the proper meal for themselves for breakfast, eating a proper meal for themselves for lunch that they've made, that's making them feel good, it's keeping them nourished, it's full of protein and fibre, let's be honest, if you feel full and satisfied, you're less likely to then pick at your kids' food, which you probably don't even want in the first place. Like, no adult wants to sit there and eat a toddler's food.
Chips and peas.
Do you know what I mean? That's not and with, like, I hear this all the time, like how many chips mums eat, because they're probably not eating enough themselves. You're not giving yourself enough time. You're not prioritising your own meals. And then when it comes to it, you're just snacking and grazing. And you've ended up eating more anyway. So I'd definitely say prioritise actually having your own meal set. Now you're going to give me the thing that we don't have time to have a meal set, meal prep, like batch cook. Because it can take 30 minutes and you can have 3 days worth of food done, you know? So kind of just set your time and set your responsibilities that way. And I guarantee you, if you're actually eating properly, you're going to be picking less.
Right.
TikTok. I want to talk about TikTok. Of course, I don't know if you have seen all over TikTok, there are like inspirations or things that I would say, or maybe I believe are very toxic.
Yeah, well, a girl got banned.
Culture.
Right.
Yeah, a girl got banned. She's from America. She's not from Dubai or England or anything. She's from America. I won't say her name just in case like, it's rude or anything. But she got banned because she kept putting up things that was like, how I eat to stay skinny, what I do to stay skinny. This is what if you want to be skinny, eat this bit. Really like bad advice, like really terrible advice. And she's been banned from TikTok. So, but I think she had like nearly 1 million followers.
But she was banned, so well done TikTok for taking that move. But like she's not the only one.
Yeah.
And like there is, once you go down a hole of whatever your algorithm feeds you, you get it back. And I just wonder, do you think that there's a link between unhealthy eating habits and social media?
Yeah, for sure. Like 100%. Like it's not even just like what I eat in a day is like that are not healthy and like showing like way under eating and models showing what they're eating and stuff. But it's just like seeing really gorgeous people. These people could be healthy, right? But they look incredible, and comparing yourself to them. And like, look, that's not their fault. It's not the person's fault. Like, so you can't delete them from Instagram and TikTok. That's us. So we need to then kind of unfollow and not look as much. Like, if you find yourself comparing, just don't be on there as much, because you can't always avoid it. Like, even though you might not be following them, you can't always avoid it. And look, most of these people, it's not their fault, it's ours, and it's our own insecurities and our own like issues with our bodies. Like, we've got to realise that, and I'm a culprit for this as well. You're not going to look like someone else, like no matter how much you try, right? I'm not going to look like J-Lo if I go to the gym 6 times a week and eat J-Lo's diet, because J-Lo is completely different genetically to me. I'm not going to look like a Victoria's Secret model because they're 5'10", I'm 5'2", and they've got the body of a supermodel, whereas I haven't, but my figure's still banging, do you know what I mean? So you've kind of just got to relax, and because we can't sit there and ban everyone that's like posing on Instagram and stuff, you know, because realistically not everyone's doing something negative and wrong.
True that.
I mean, that is why like all over TikTok I see a lot of videos of like, oh, you should have apple cider vinegar before a meal, because then I don't know what, it will not get you a lot of sugar in your system, and then you can eat whatever you want. So it's a lot of toxic things. I do agree with you, but like regarding the fitness journey, what is one thing that you would change?
I don't think I'd change anything, to be honest. That's what I just thought, but because even though I had like a really bad relationship with my food for years and years, and look, it does still sometimes have a little trigger in your brain, and you think, oh, and then you're like, no, you've come past that, you're better than that. And like, I think that's natural. That's always going to happen to people, right? Especially if you've had years of a bad relationship with food. You're always going to have like little, but as long as you can remember how strong you are and remember how to overcome it, you're all good. But being that way around food and with my body taught me so much with how to deal with clients, with how to make myself stronger, how to get people in the best shape, how to get people healthy, how to approach people, how to approach my friends, my family, and how to really like love helping people get fit healthily. Because I feel like if I hadn't gone through that, you never know, like I might be watching these things and not realise how toxic they are. Or I might be like thinking about cutting my calories down and not really realise how toxic that is to be eating such little calories. And then I could have been giving people that advice as well. So I think that is really important to remember that.
Speaking of advice and your clients, the Courtney Black fitness app has 90,000 subscribers.
No, it doesn't. I read that earlier.
What? I don't know where I got this.
30,000.
30,000. That's awesome.
I read it earlier and I thought that'd be great.
Well, 30,000 is also no.
Do you know what? In lockdown we had near that amount, but that was when everyone was like at home. And I mean, talking about businesses, like every I think online fitness program at the minute has kind of dipped a little bit.
Right.
No one's really invested in themselves as much as they was during lockdown. And I actually want to discuss this quickly because I get so many messages on my Facebook group chat, on Instagram, saying they was in the best shape of their life during lockdown. And I get stopped at airports and stuff like that saying, done your workouts in lockdown, got in the best shape of my life. And I'm like, oh, do you still do them? And they're like, no, I don't really train anymore. And I think, come on guys, like you felt the best. I know we was all locked down and we all had time on our hands, but you don't need to be dedicating the stupid amount of time we had during COVID. But you should still prioritise like keeping fit and keeping active. I was a lot slimmer during COVID, but that's because 1, I couldn't eat out, 2, I couldn't socialise with my friends and family, and 3, all I had to do was exercise and allowed to go out on a daily walk. So your life was controlled around fitness, but that doesn't mean that I've stopped exercising now because I'm allowed my own free time. That doesn't mean you should stop exercising now because you have to travel to work, because how you felt when you was prioritising your fitness and your exercise is how you should want to feel for the rest of your life. And I've actually give people on my Instagrams, my socials, a bit of a kick up the butt for that, because why are you saying that that's how you felt incredible then, but now you've slowed down or you're just not training anymore, or you've maybe, a lot of people have actually said to me, they've gone back to the gym and they've lost all their results. I'm like, then go back to what you enjoyed and what you was doing. I think everyone's a bit of a victim as well. Their friends go to a class or their friends start going to the gym and they think, oh, maybe I should do that. But if that's not working for you, then why are you doing it? Do something that you enjoy, that you work towards and that you know you're going to stick to, and you're going to get consistent results.
Well, I do love that these conversations encourage that.
Well, you are taking part in Dubai Active,
Yes.
which is actually taking part. It's going to be happening in Expo from October 25th to the 27th.
Yes.
If you can give us like a sneak peek, like what can we expect this year?
So I do these Warrior Warehouse boot camps, and I do them all the time. So we've just done one in London. We do them yearly in London. We've done them at the Excel. They're incredible. So like, I do these home workouts and I teach every day, like shouting at people on the camera. So they're in real time, and it's just so good to then get that in real life and give such an incredible boot camp to the community. And I know there's so many people that follow me that live in Dubai. So, and we've never done one of these events in Dubai, and it will be really incredible at the Expo as well. I actually think I was at the Expo about 5 years ago, as like an athlete on a stand. And it's just incredible how busy these expos get. So it'll be great to see everyone coming together. Obviously, the workout's going to be short. It's going to be body weight, and it's going to be something that people can then do at home. And I know that the Dubai Fitness Challenge is going on at the same time, where it's like encouraging people to do 30 minutes of exercise in 30 days. And that's what you need to do. I mentioned earlier, you don't need to be commuting to a gym. You know, it's just about dedicating 30 minutes, do a workout, do a walk, do a hike, do a jog, get something done. So I feel like, hopefully, anyone that comes to the Dubai Bootcamp at Dubai Active and gets involved in this session is going to have an incredible day. We're doing a Q&A, and I think it's a day before, so we've got 2 days there. The day before, I'm doing a speaking, like a chat about business and all stuff like that. So it'll be an incredible weekend to meet everyone, meet like-minded people, but also give people a really hard workout.
When you say that, I'm thinking, do you like being shouted at the gym?
Yeah, but you're not at the gym.
No, at the workout. But as in, so I'm thinking even if or by a personal trainer. So
Yeah,
if you're
but I'm
on
not-
the phone.
Yeah, but
You're a
it's
shouter.
different. It's different. It's a class.
Yeah.
Imagine you're in like a. Have you ever done a Barry's boot camp or
I
anything?
no, what I was going to say, I like that.
Yeah.
Because I need to be pushed.
Yeah,
I
you
go
have to
some
be,
classes
yeah.
where my trainers are my friends and we start chatting and nothing gets done. But recently I've been in this class and
no.
then push.
Yeah, no.
So what it come down? Which date specifically are you doing it?
It's a Saturday, I think the boot camp is. The Friday's the chat. The Sunday's the boot camp. The Friday's the chat.
Never mind, we'll do that.
The Friday's the chat. The
We're gonna be
Sunday's the
going.
boot camp.
Okay.
But like honestly, when I'm teaching people and everyone that comes to this boot camp is going to see, I will know who's not doing it. Unless I can see that you need a rest, I'm not letting you rest.
The thing is, this is what I fear, because
And I can see everyone. I've done boot camps with 500 people.
Because as well, I do go to Pilates, and when I'm doing the Pilates workout, I can just like in my head, I'm like, is the trainer like, is she judging me? Am I doing it right?
But we like a trainer who judges us.
Yeah.
No, a trainer shouldn't judge you, but
Well,
if you're doing it wrong, you should be corrected.
I agree.
Yeah.
She's always
Look,
doing it
you're
wrong.
all right to do it wrong. Like, I do things wrong all the time. And it's my pet hate when people don't correct and people are doing it wrong. I also think as well, you're doing my workout, everyone's watching, you better do it right. And I'm going to tell you if you're not.
That's what we like. We want to get better. We want to improve. I feel like I've been doing press-ups for 10 years. I still don't know how to do them. So I'm going to be down there at Dubai Active with you October 25th to 27th. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And that brings us to the end of the show. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.